All right, this is Sean with your 5-minute Thursday evening market update. I usually wait till the end of the week to do this, but I figured with the move we've been having so far this week, let me do this on a Thursday night instead of Friday or Saturday or Sunday. So anyway, here we are. We've had a pretty good bounce off these lows from last week. We've had a good run this week. So again, I kept talking, the support and resistance levels. Monday, which definitely try to make a move up. Basically get bumped up against resistance in here. It was 1945-ish was their high. Came in, but the nice thing about Tuesday was, even though they definitely had a chance to really run it if the sellers wanted to, we took out Monday's low. I mean, that was their chance to run this thing back, at least negate a good part of that Friday that we had last week. They couldn't do it. They actually closed well off the lows, and then Wednesday and Thursday, here we are. It's kind of off to the races. So the next level that I'd mentioned was this 1950-ish around area, 1955, I believe. Yeah, and here we are. We actually the high today is 1955, so we're at big resistance right in here. This is the 21 and 50 day here. You could say, oh, it's bearish. 21 days crossing the 50 day, sure. But the key right now is where the price is, what it's doing, and if so. If we can make another run tomorrow and kind of close up in here, I think that's a really great sign. Here your Fibonacci levels off this high to this low. We're not quite at 618. But if we kind of close above a 618 and stay up there a day or two, I tell you what, if I'm short or if I sold somewhere down here, and I'm like, oh shit, we may be going to new highs here. I better get back invested or cover my shorts here at some point. So, but at the same point, we'll see how that develops, because we've seen that movie before too. I think we've definitely had some pretty good stock action. We've seen some pretty good breakouts to new highs. A lot of stocks acting well, and that usually doesn't lead to lower prices. I mean, usually if you have this big rally, kind of off a low. And if you really usually notice in a lot of stocks will start to actually act weak. It's almost like if you're not in the index, completely unloved, and there's no one wants you in a weaker tape, right? So I don't know. That's just my perception. That's just my intuition, that I've seen a lot of stocks breaking out, and actually there's some momentum out there that tells me there's definitely some risk appetite. So. Not to say we're going to blast off from here, because to be honest, the oscillators are a little bit overboard, not crazily overboard. I don't have any red bars in here yet, but we're getting to the point where we could use a day or two to just kind of hold the level we're at, get these oscillators back down into more neutral territory. Again, who knows what happens tomorrow? I mean, I tend to. It's my gut feeling after kind of an up week, Friday should close higher, but again, I that's just my gut from some experience. Friday's usually sort of that microcosm of the week type of thing, but again, tomorrow's options expiration, so who knows, anything goes, right? Again, big resistance in here. We'll see how that goes. Got 618 at 1958 in the S&P, but I think some constructive action's been happening. This week this is our MX market extreme indicator that happened. Here we were saying, hey, let's look for some relative strength to buy, and this yellow basically sort of confirms that is a good indication, basically that we should be on a move higher. This sort of confirms that we are off the lows, and we got that this week, so we'll see where this leads to. Real quick, the Russell, which again was the basically the weakest, especially in July, relatively weak, is kind of broken out of the sort of descending channel, if you will, and it kind of broke up. So that's kind of a bullish sign. We'll see if this can, now let this thing, go higher. It's holding above it pretty well. You know, although it's a little bit weak. Definitely got some weakness today because as you see the S&P and Nasdaq kind of close on the highs. This thing kind of really didn't do much from yesterday, so we'll see how that goes into tomorrow. Nasdaq, that's the champ of this market, right? So here we are. We're almost again making new highs in this. So you could definitely say that this was basically negated at this point in Nasdaq. So again, I'd like to see maybe a day or two for these oscillators to, especially the VIX oscillator, to get back into neutral territory, and then that will give it some more gas to to potentially break new highs and actually get some follow-through momentum in the Nasdaq. But I don't control the market. I'm just telling you how I'd like to see it, because this market has been kind of choppy the last couple weeks, and a little bit tougher to trade, especially at the shorter time frame. So that's your Thursday evening update. Again, I wouldn't necessarily be chasing like, hey, I got to get involved in this market by tomorrow. I think you'll have some better opportunities next week to do that. But I think there's pretty constructive action going on. Thanks for watching.